Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, today we are going to play another episode of America's newest game show craze, Who's Smarter, Me or a Squirrel? Now you recall from yesterday's video, I got footage of the squirrel actually managing to get into the bird feeder here, despite the fact that there's this supposed bird squirrel-proof dome on top of it. And basically here's what we saw happen. As you can see from the video, the squirrel just kind of shimmied down the wire here until he got on top of the dome. And then when the dome tipped, he was able to kind of whip himself around and grab a hold of the feeder with his feet and with his hands and grip on that way. So I've been thinking a lot about how it is that we can correct this problem. And I think I've got an idea. Part of the problem here is that the squirrel, like I said, can shimmy all the way down the wire and basically get on top of the dome. And then when the dome tips, he only has like 12 inches or so to fall. And if he can grab a hold of the feeder on the way down, he can prevent himself from falling. So I was thinking to myself, you know, what I need is a second dome on this thing. Something that could be way up closer to the top so that, when he did fall, it wouldn't be just a sliding off the side of the dome and being, not moving that fast where he could grab a hold of the feeder, but actually would be something higher up so that you would fall a distance and maybe even bounce off the bottom dome, and that would push him away from the feeder. Also, it would be good if I could find a dome that was a little larger than this one. This one's only 13 inches in diameter, so I started looking around and I went on the Home Depot website and I saw one that they had that was 16 inches in diameter. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to install that one further up the cable here. And so what'll happen is he'll shimmy down, maybe two or 3 feet down from the branch up top there. He'll shimmy down that, he'll hit the first one and bounce away and not be able to swing himself back to grab onto this one. Now, I think this is going to kind of be an ongoing thing here, because the truth is squirrels are actually pretty smart and they figure out things pretty well. I actually saw a video online. It might have been something that somebody posted on the Facebook Escaping the Mouse page, but it was somebody that was trying to test the intelligence of squirrels by setting up a very elaborate maze that they had to work their way through. It has mazes, and it had moving obstacles and catapults and trapdoors and stuff like that they had to navigate through in order to get to the food. And he found that after a while these squirrels just would figure it out, because they got a lot of time to figure it out, and they think with their stomach, and so eventually, whatever trap he put up there, they figured out how to get past. So this may be an ongoing thing there, where we just keep having to invent new ways to keep them out of the bird feeder. But I think this next one is going to be is going to help at least delay things for a while, and who knows what we'll have to come up with next. I know my grandpa used to have problems with squirrels hitting his bird feeders also, and he had basically, rather than having it hang from a tree like that, he had his on a metal pole that was attached to the ground. And one of the things that he would do is put lard on the pole, so the squirrel would try and shimmy up the pole and would slide back down the pole, and it was really kind of funny to watch that happen. He actually got to the point, at some point, he started catching them live and relocating them to another location. I don't want to do that, though. I like the squirrels. I like having them here, and in fact I encourage them to be here by feeding them, but I just don't want them feeding on the bird feeders. That's for the birds. Squirrel food is for the squirrels. So this is a new dome I got, and I know it's a little hard to tell, but this one's 16 inches in diameter, that one's about 13 inches in diameter. So I think this will probably work better, because it will hopefully prevent the squirrels from being able to make a soft landing on the side of this feeder. So what I want to do, like I said, is I want to cut the cable probably about 2 feet down, and we're probably going to lengthen this a little bit, so that there's a little bit more distance between the first baffle and the second one, so that there's little or no chance of the squirrel being able to land on top of the baffle that's directly over the bird feeder, and therefore make it a lot more difficult that the squirrel is going to be able to actually grab a hold of the feeder as it comes down. So I got to get up there and cut that one and create another loop, and like I said, I want to lengthen it a little bit so that we can create a little bit more distance. That probably means this will be a little closer to the ground, but that's okay. It's still high enough off the ground that the squirrels won't be able to jump up to it and predators won't be able to get up to it, but it'll also make it a little bit easier for me to change the food when the time comes. So that's what I think what the first thing I'm going to do. Alright, so I got the second dome up now, and I think this will probably work a little bit better. I also, the feeder is a little bit more at a little bit easier to reach now because it's at kind of more head level for me. Also means I'll kind of have to watch my head when I walk under it or I'll end up hitting it. But at this point, this should probably do a pretty good job of preventing any further squirrel infestations of the feeder, because the key to it, I think, is them being able to shimmy down the wire, and I don't think once they hit that first dome up there that they're going to be able to reconnect with the wire and ride it down, which means they'll be falling when they hit the bottom dome, which means they'll probably bounce off of it and end up on the ground. So I don't know, we'll see. There may be future episodes of Am I Smarter Than a Squirrel, but for now I hope we got this thing fixed up. So I think that's all there is for this part. There's one other little thing I want to do today, and that is a few weeks ago I went over to where they had those really cool kinetic sculptures in downtown to commemorate the 1953 Waco tornado that killed 114 people. And when I was down there a few weeks ago, those sculptures were gone. Now, I think it's probably that they were doing some repairs or some maintenance on them, and that's why they took them off. But since 1 week ago today was the 68th anniversary of that tornado hitting downtown, I decided that it probably would have been a good idea that they had those things reinstalled at that point. So I want to take a run downtown and just see if they're back. Just because, like I said, it was a week ago today was the anniversary of the tornado, and I'd like to see if they're there. So we're going to take a quick run downtown. Really can't do a whole lot more today. It's kind of rainy. It's raining a little bit right now. I'm kind of taking refuge under a tree so that I don't get it hard. You know, it isn't raining that hard, but it's not going to do anything but get more and more rainy as the day goes by. So it's a good day to spend indoors. And hopefully by the time I get home, that'll give the squirrels a couple of attempts to see if they can figure out how to crack my new trap here, and we'll see if it works, hopefully. Yeah, I can see from here they're already back up and running. I figured as much. I wanted to take them down to make sure that they were up and ready for the anniversary, so I get that. Yep, they're running. Look real pretty too. I guess they probably cleaned them up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're having things like this that are on bearings, they eventually you have to kind of replace them because the bearings kind of wear out, especially when they're exposed to the elements like this. So yeah, I'm glad to see they're back up again. I was concerned when I was here a few weeks ago and they weren't here. I'd hoped they hadn't been removed permanently and were just being refurbished, and obviously that's what was happening. So there we go. And I figured while I was out and about, I was going to maybe take a trip over to the company that I'm going to have do t-shirts for me, and maybe we can get going on that. So while I'm here, since it's in the neighborhood, I'm going to run down to the t-shirt factory and let's see if we can maybe at least get some artwork going. Well, this is the place I was going to get the t-shirts, but unfortunately I think they've gone under. They're actually, looks like they're still open a little bit, but it looks like they're just dumping all their excess inventory, and then that is it. So that's a shame. Guess we'll have to go somewhere else to get our t-shirts done. Bummer, I really like this place. It happens though, it's been a tough year. So I noticed there's all sorts of murals on the front of this building. It looks like they're gearing up for some sort of a film festival. But adds to the color down here, right? Now you may be wondering, where am I getting film festival out of all this? But when I was looking at it from the other direction, I saw this this side over here, and this side here is calling it Deep in the Heart Film Festival. Of course, then again, this is 7/22/25. I wonder if that's July 22nd through 25th. Must be. Summer Fun 21, yeah, that's probably what it is. Kind of fun, all sorts of cool murals over here. Didn't notice that last time I was here. They're on the other side too. I'll show you the stuff on the other side here as well. In a minute. I gotta be careful though, because I don't want to be walking in the street here, because this is actually a working road. This is probably going to be one of those things, since the sidewalk is really close here, I should probably just film what's on the other side of the street and then go over there and film on this side, right? So anyway, yeah, there you go. Welcome to Waco Bingo. All the different highlights you can see there. You got the bridge, you got Baylor University, the zoo, the Mammoth site, Dr. Pepper Museum, the silos, the Alico building, and I guess that's probably the courthouse. That's kind of cool. A lot of Baylor stuff. I think that's clearly a reference to the tornado. Cameron, that was one of the founders of the city, is Cameron Park and Cameron Zoo and all that fun stuff. And got that thing over there partially obscured by the car. See if we can cut down the noise here from the wind. Said it should have been on this side of the street to film the stuff on the other side. Never know what you're gonna find. You know, I've been down this road a bunch of times. I've never seen any of this, so this must all be new. All right, very cool. So far I haven't seen any evidence of the squirrels getting into the bird feeder, and the birds seem to enjoy having exclusive domain to it again. So I don't know, we'll keep an eye on this to see if they figure anything out and figure out how to outsmart me again, and we'll revisit this if we have to. But for now, I hope we got this all wrapped up, and we'll go forward from here. So I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night. That's right, buddy. You're just going to have to live with the fallout from the feeder now that the bird's knocked down.